Hello there guys, on this video I'm going to show you how to make a lot of money on Forza Horizon 4. It is an exploit, it's something you're not supposed to do, so this is at your own risk. There is a possibility that you could get your account banned or suspended or whatever. It's not happened to me, and if it does I'll certainly let you guys know, but I just wanted to make sure that you know that this is an exploit, it's something you're not supposed to do. Now I have made this video before, but a few things have changed. A few people said that it doesn't work anymore, so I wanted to make it again just to show you that it really does. And also YouTube wasn't very happy with my previous video, so they demonetized it and gave me a little bit of a slap. They wouldn't tell me why, but there are a few things in that video that I think could be setting off alarm bells. So on this video I'm going to be a little bit more careful. The idea for this particular exploit came from one of my subscribers, so if you want to check out his channel there is a link in the description. So at the moment we have 98 million credits, just a little bit over 98 million credits, so we're going to make a note of that. And the way that this process works, you can do this with a friend, or you can do it between two different accounts that are actually on the same Xbox. Now I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that with two accounts, so I'm going to have to switch between one to the other one. So unfortunately we're going to have some loading times as we do this. But the way you do this, at the end of this video, I do want to put some cars on auction to see if they've changed the auction limit or not, because the amount of money that you make from doing this is all down to how many cars you can list on auction in one day. Now they did do an update very recently, so I am going to check that at the end of the video. So at this stage, I can't tell you how much money you can make from this, but by the end of the video we'll have an idea. So I'll show you how much money you make from doing it with one car, and then depending on what the auction limit is, we'll multiply that out over so many cars. So let's get started. We want to go into the auction house, and we are searching for a specific car, and it's the Auto Union. Now you can do this with other cars as well, as long as they have kind of like the same, I'll show you, I'll jump in and show you. So this is the Auto Union. This car is valued at 10 million credits. You can buy it at 5.5 million. There's one there, look, that is the cheapest that a person can put it on auction. So I can buy that out at 5.5 million, and you can put it on auction for a maximum, unless you're a legendary painter or tuner, for 11 million. Now I'm going to assume that you are not a legendary painter or tuner, so you're going to be able to put this car back on auction for 11 million, and you can find these on auction for 5.5. So I'm going to buy this one now at 5.5 on a buyout, as long as nobody's beat me to it. So there we go, I've bought that car, I'm now going to collect it. So I'm now down 5.5 million on what we started with, but I'm up one Auto Union. What I'm going to do next is put this car back on auction for 11 million. Now if some random stranger buys it, that's awesome. I've got almost double my money, but I'm not going to be relying on a random stranger buying it. What you would do is you'd get your friend to buy it for you, or you'd buy it with another account on your current Xbox, or if you've got two Xboxes you can do it like that. So I have bought the car, I'm now going to put it back on auction. So what I'd normally do at this stage is buy lots and lots of these cars, all up 5.5 million. Now if you can't find Auto Unions at 5.5 million, then this works for any car that is valued at 10 million. So if you go and have a look on the showroom at all the cars that are valued at 10 million, all of those can be listed at a minimum of 5.5 million and a maximum of 11 million. So all of those, you can do this with them, like the P3, that's an example. There are lots of them. I'm using this one because the Auto Union is very, very easy to find in the actual auction house. There's only one Auto Union, the Type D, and it also begins with A, so it's quite quick to find. That's the only reason I'm using this instead of one of the others. So now we've bought an Auto Union, I want to actually put it back on auction. So I'm going to start the auction for my Auto Union, which is, there it is. Since that update that they did a long time ago, and now the cars don't look the same, it is a little bit ridiculous. So I'm going to put this car on auction, and I'm going to put it on for the maximum that I can, which will be 11 million. Now, depending on whether the car has been tuned, sometimes you can get a little bit more out of it, but generally we're looking at about 11 million. So I'm going to confirm that. It's on for just an hour. So now the car is on auction. Well, it will be in a moment. There we go. So we've popped it on auction. We've dropped down to about 92.5 million from buying the car. What we now do is switch over to our other account. So I'm currently signed in with this one. I'm going to switch over to this one. And that means I'm going to have to restart the game, unfortunately. So
welcome back, G.
thank you very much. Right, so we need to go into the auction house. So let's get out of here. I'm going to go over to the auction house. So this car, I'm going to make a note, has got 92.989 million. So let's say 93. It's a shade below 93 million. So we go into the auction house. We're searching for a car. Now, the easiest way to do this is to search for the gamer tag of your selling account. So in my case, I sold it using my Katumi74 account. Katumi74. So that's what it's listed under. So I'm going to confirm and search for that. And there should be one auction in there. It's this one here. The Auto Union at 11 million. So I'm going to go on the options. I'm going to buy it out for 11 million. So I've bought that car. I'm now going to be 11 million down. Okay, I don't need to collect it. So I'm just going to cancel out of this. So I've now dropped down 11 million. I'm down to 81. But what I'm going to do immediately is press my Xbox button, go down to the gaming tile, press on start. I'm going to go down to manage game and add-ons. And in here, I'm going to go across to the left menu and go down to save data. And I'm going to go across to the game, this one here, look, the Y2 Game Hacks. That's the one I want to delete because that's the one that just bought the car. So I'm going to select that, but I'm only going to delete it from my console. So delete from console, and quite often you have to do this 2 times. Sometimes you have to do it 3 times. So delete from console. There we go, 2 times is enough. So it's now gone, but I still do have a save for that account on Xbox Live. So now I'm going to escape from this, and because I've deleted that, you'll see that the game is closed down. So now I'm back to my dashboard. What I want to do now is go back to my original profile. So I'm going to switch over to this profile, which is the one that sold the car. And I'm going to load back up Forza Horizon 4.
Welcome back, Stephen.
Thank you. Right, so now we're going to jump into the auction house and our auctions, and we'll see that we have sold the car for 11 million, and we are going to go and collect our credits. So we've collected our credits, and we now have 101.9 million. So that's about 102 million. We was at roughly 98 million before. So we've gone up approximately 4 million. So we know that by doing this, just with one car, we can make 4 million credits. So now we need to know how many cars we can do it with. But what I also need to do is go and get my money back for my other account. So we're going to do that first of all. So I'm going to pop back over to my other account. Well, first of all, I'm going to exit out all of this. So there we go. We've made some money. I'm now going to change over to my YouTube game YT Game Hacks account. That's going to reset the game again. So here we are, we've reloaded up the game, and we have 92 million credits, 92.989. So there we go, we have our money back, and we don't have the car. So if we go into the auction house, you'll see we have no auction alerts. There's nothing telling us that we've won a car or anything like that. No auction messages, and we are back at exactly the same amount of money that we had before we started this. So this account went down in money because it bought a car, but then when we deleted our save and reloaded the account, it was back at the same amount that it had originally of about 93 million, and the other account made some money. So we made 4 million for one account. We didn't lose any money at all on this account, and we bought a car on auction and we sold it and we duplicated some money. Sounds really convoluted, but in the description of this video, I will put step 1, do this, step 2, do that, step 3, do this, and it will all make much more sense, as opposed to me trying to explain it as we're going through it here. But obviously I wanted to show it to you. So what I'm going to do now while I'm in this account, I've not listed any cars from this account on auction. So at the moment, I've listed 0 cars today, so I'm going to start listing cars on auction and see how many cars we can list until we hit our limit and see if it's changed, because there was an update today, so we'll see if they've changed that. So I'm going to start the auction. At last, right, as you can see, the auction creation failed because we have reached the maximum number of auctions for this time period, which is a day. So let's have a look at our auctions and see. One of them sold actually while I was listing them. So I said you're going to make around about 4 million per car you do this with, and how many can you do? Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25 times 4. So you've got 100 million credits that you can make doing this. So they've obviously upped the limit. It wasn't 25 before. So now, they didn't update today, so I don't know whether they changed that today or whether it's happened at a later date, but obviously this is the latest news after the most recent update. You're now allowed to list 25 cars on the auction house in one time period, which is a day. So just double check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2, 3, 4, 25. Make sure there's none. Yeah, so 25. So you can list 25 cars. You're going to make 4 million credits from each one you do. So you're going to make 100 million credits just by doing this each day. And you can do that in about half an hour. So let me just jump out of here now and go into the auto show and go on view all cars and view them by by value, sorry. So I'm going to sort them by value, and we're just going to go into the very expensive ones. So over here, what we're looking for is the cars that are valued from 10 million. So that is these. So these cars that you can see on the screen, all of those have a value of 10 million. Every single one of these cars can be listed on the auction for 5.5 million as a minimum buyout, up to 11 million as a maximum buyout if the cars haven't been tuned in any way. So that's just a standard car. And also if you're not a legendary painter or tuner. Obviously if you're a legendary painter or tuner, then you can make a lot more money doing this because you can sell the cars for a lot more money when you list them. But I'm going to assume that you're not. Most of us are not. So choose any one of these cars and buy it from auction for 5.5 million. I mean, you don't only... you can buy lots of different cars. So you could buy a couple of these, a few of those, some of them. So buy as many of these types of cars as you can for 5.5 million, 25 per day. Then sell them on auction for 11 million, and you can list 25 auctions per day and just get your other account or a friend to buy them at full price, then delete their local save, only their local save, and then when they restart their game, it will get a save from Xbox Live, and that save will be from before they bought your cars. So on their account, they're going to still have their money. So in this case, I started on 92.989 million, which I then used some money to buy one car for 11 million, so obviously dropped down to 81 million. But then I reset my account by deleting my local save. And when I reloaded the game, it got a save from Xbox Live and it put me back on 92.9 million. So this account has not changed. It didn't get a car, it didn't lose any money, it didn't change at all. But of course, my other account, that did. So I'm just going to go back to my other account again now before we close down the video. So you can definitely see that other account still does have that money. So I'll go back into this one. Whoops, I'm making notes here next to myself on a white leather chair, and I've been looking at the screen while scribbling on my pad, and I've just scribbled all over the white leather chair. I'm going to have to get that off or my wife is going to absolutely kill me. Oh my goodness. I've now, with a little bit of spit, I've rubbed it with my thumb and made it a lot worse. I think I'm just going to have to go and find some cleaning sprays, aren't I? And see if I can get rid of that. Yeah, spit isn't working. It's just making a big mess. Right, let's move the pen away from the white leather. Whoops. I don't know if you can hear that noise. The noise from outside. That's what an ice cream van sounds like in Colombia, in South America. So he comes around here every day, and he's here for a long time. He's going to be here for about the next half an hour, doing that every few minutes. So we're back in. Let's have a look, shall we, and see what we've got. So we said 101.9 million credits, so roughly 102 million. So that is confirmation that we did indeed go up by 4 million credits on this account, where the other account stayed at exactly the same. So you do that 25 times, and you're going to make 100 million credits. But as I said, of course, you're not going to do what I've just done and then repeat it 25 times. That would take forever. What you're actually going to do is buy 25 cars that are being sold for 5.5 million from the auction house that have a value of 10 million. And there are several cars to choose from. I think there was about 9. So any of those will do. The Auto Union is a fantastic example because they're very easy to find. Put all of those cars back on auction for 11 million. Put them all on auction at once. If you want, that's fine. But then, with your other account, buy some of them, and then delete your save, and then come and collect your credits, and then go back and buy some more. I would recommend that you don't just buy all of them, all 25 in one go, because that's going to take a while. And if while you're doing it, the Xbox updates your Xbox Live save, then at that point, you're going to miss out on that opportunity because you won't get that money back. So I'd recommend that you do a few at once, maybe 5, maybe you could squeeze in a few more, 7 or 8 maybe, but I wouldn't risk doing too many. Of course, if while your car's on auction, someone else buys them for 11 million, then that's even better because you make the money and you don't have to mess around buying that car with your buying account. So, I mean, you don't make any more money, you still only make 4 million, whoever buys it, but it just means that you don't have to buy it with your buying account because someone else has done the work for you. So there you go, guys, 100 million credits in what should take you around about 30 minutes if you do it all in one go. If you cannot afford to do it all in one go, then all you need to do is very, very simply do it just once, sell it over, reset, get the money, and then you've got enough money to do it with more cars. And as you build your money up, you're going to be able to do it with all 25 cars at one time. But obviously, you need a friend with 100 million credits on their account to do that. So it will take a while to build up if you're doing it on a second account on your Xbox that you actually made for this. If you do that, you're going to have to play the game, go through the story mode until you unlock the auction house. At that stage, I would say sell every car that you've got, whatever you've made from a wheel spin, and get as much money as you can on that account so that you have maximum buying power. And then kind of do this in one direction, starting with one of your accounts being the seller and the other one being the buyer. And then once you've done all the reset and you've got all the money, do it in the other direction. So the other account is the seller and the original first account is the buyer, so that one makes some money, then the other makes some money. And I'd also recommend, if you're doing this with a friend, then do it that way too. If you're doing this with a friend, one of you is going to make a load of money, the other one's not going to make anything, but then you can swap and you can do it the other way around. But there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that I didn't say anything this time that upsets YouTube, because I have uploaded this before. They recently sent me a message saying we've manually reviewed your video and we demonetizing it and etc, etc. So they really wasn't happy with it. But I do know that I swore in the last one, and there are a couple of things that I said in there that maybe upset Google a little bit, but I'm pretty certain that this one won't upset them, so this one's going to be fine. So there you go, 100 million credits in around about half an hour, maybe a little bit longer if you can't afford to do it all in one go, but you can certainly repeat this process every day, since you can now sell 25 cars on auction. Leave some comments, share, like, check out the link in the description to the YouTube channel from the guy that recommended this to me, and I'll see you all soon. You take care. Bye bye.